we filed TROs, which are supposed to enforce this law. It's unfortunately very poorly enforced, as we've been finding, but hopefully there will be some resolution from that. That's kind of the general situation. It's also been pretty tense out here. So we're just trying to not escalate the situation. We don't want any trouble. People have a legal right to enter their home, and we just want to make sure that the laws are followed, right? People who have leases and are allowed to enter are allowed to enter. So that's the situation.
Yeah, and why do you think they're banning tenants from entering the building? They said that the electricity's not being paid, the elevator's not working, bad water. I know all that, but can you legally break a lease like that and say we've nullified your lease? We're kicking you out because of our electricity, because of our problems that we have.
Yeah, so there is a legal process to evict somebody. You have to file for eviction. People with a month-to-month lease get 45 days notice. The evictions that have been filed, from our knowledge and according to the Civil Beat, basically were not. Chad lost in court, right? Chad Waters, the landlord, lost in court, and so there's no legal basis to remove people here. If you want to evict somebody, there is a legal process you have to follow. You have to file for eviction, you have to win in court, right? And then the sheriff enforces evictions, not private security. And what's happening here is private security has been hired by the landlord to basically force people from their homes, to prevent them from entering. And that's that's illegal, right? That shouldn't be happening.
Now the sheriffs always come to defend the landlord, but that's how it works. It defends capitalism.
You'll notice that, exactly. When we're trying to enforce our rights as tenants, where's the sheriff to be seen? There is no sheriff, right? Nobody's here to enforce. We're the only ones, right, who can enforce what are our rights as tenants. So it's a really serious situation where the state and the city has completely failed, right, enforcing their own laws, it's their job, right? Theoretically, we live in a society that's governed by law, supposedly, right? So, but when it's poor people, when it's tenants, when it's the disenfranchised, when it's the working class, when it's indigenous people, the law is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, all of this. We've heard so many stories coming out of here. Rooms being broken into by perhaps people who work for the fellow, and the whole litany of stuff. I mean, we don't hear that from you guys because I guess it's so much, So you're just hitting us with the general.
Yeah. So, what I can share about that. I haven't seen firsthand, but I've seen pictures of holes that have been bashed in the wall. I was told that this was done by the security. Video, showing holes that were bashed in the walls. As we're told, that security was trying to illegal enter people's apartments, and the door was locked, so they tried to bash holes in it, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's capitalism in your face,
Yeah.
It's a rule. But,
And all this while, HPD has been standing by, claiming this is a civil matter, and so they have no hand in this. However, tenants here have been being assaulted, which is criminal, right?
By whom? By whom?
By the security. By the security is what we've been told.
Yeah. By the tenants.
First hand from a tenant.
Yeah.
As I just mentioned, one of the tenants just showed up and was clearly had been beaten. And HPD is just standing by, doing nothing.
So it takes community and people coming out to do this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, like with anything.
Exactly.
We've learned that, in this system. Unfortunately, it takes bodies in the street if you want to pass laws, but if you want actual action, I guess direct action like you guys are doing.
Direct action, yes.
Yeah, I guess to go. But one more thing, if there's no electricity and it's an unsafe building, can the landlord kick you out for that? If it's their fault for not providing that in the lease?
Within the lease?
I mean, is it because that's their claim that there's no electricity, it's not safe, so we don't want anybody in there.
Yeah.
What's the precedent for that? Yeah.
So if that were the case, they'd have to go through. There's also a process for that, right? They'd have to go. From my understanding, there'd have to be like a someone would come and inspect and tell them, and they'd have to
prove it.
Yeah, the Department of Planning and Permitting would come and they'd put up signs saying this building is not safe to live in.
Yeah.
And the people would be forced to leave, but they can't bring hired security, quote unquote security, to come and force people out.
And it's quite frankly hearsay if the landlord's saying it's broken, or obviously no electricity, it's unsafe, but you need an actual third party to certify that.
Yeah.
And then you have to go through a whole process of perhaps having some recompense for the people that you're breaking the contract with.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so what is their recourse, even though they're breaking the law? Sue the guy? I mean, you have to pay thousands of dollars to get a lawyer.
Yeah.
So really, they have no recourse. They've been to the judiciary. They've tried that. Legislature tried that. Executive tried that.
Yeah.
So all they're left is protest by another means.
Yeah. We've called like all state reps. We've called the governor, and there's been no enforcement of the law, right? And even the governor told us to then talk to Office of Consumer Protections, who told us we can't do anything to enforce the law. So they can't help tenants litigate even. Yeah.
I mean, is this normal, do you think, in other cases, and we just don't hear about it? Because there's a lot of terrible things. I've been a tenant. I've been through some wild times, but do you think this is just scratching the surface here?
I would guess so, that this is happening. This is happening here, right? It's probably happening other places, and the only reason we're hearing about it, right, is because there's like 50 people came down here, right?
Yeah.
And that's the only reason we know about it, right? And that's why it's so important that we come together, right? The Honolulu Tenants Union is a network of people that are here to support each other, right? We they say like we keep us safe.
Keep us safe,
right?
Exactly.
And I think that's what we're trying to do here, right? And it's not perfect, but it's much more than anything the government has done for us, anything the police have done for us. Yeah.
Thanks for living your philosophy and being a true philosopher.
Okay. Thanks.
I really appreciate that, Dylan.
Yeah.
Being so brave, going out in the forefront.
Yeah.
Massive thanks for your organizing for so many years with the Honolulu Tenants Union.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. Still my best. Thanks.
Yeah, this is solid. Thank you. Mahalo.
Yeah, just a quick question. Do you have any information on the pending cases? Because I heard there's a TRO hearing tomorrow.
Yeah.
That I believe one of the residents was the one that was beaten up, and his girlfriend have a TRO hearing tomorrow. So.
Okay. I haven't heard as much about that. Maybe someone else could speak to that. I know like I had heard, and this is kind of secondhand information, that Chad hadn't been showing up to some of these hearings.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah. I think there eventually would be like some sort of, theoretically, there should be some sort of consequence for that for him. But yeah.
Well, I heard one of the cases was dismissed. That I guess he was bringing a case.
The eviction case, yeah. He was trying to evict somebody. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
I wish this microphone stand up, just trying to run away. Well, maybe if I pointed this and then the other way. Come on now, which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Well, the police, they came by, had a good look see. And then they said, well, there's nothing wrong, just going on around here. So it sat around, and they must have got tired of it all. So they hopped on their motorcycles and went back around. Said, which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Said, which side are you on? Oh, which side are you on? I was some boogie woogie piano. When I was a little boy, walked down the street, I come down from the graveyard into the deep sea, and there was a lot of people sitting on the side of the road. You know, they didn't have a house and they had no place to go. They said, which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Well, it's Makahiki time. Time to settle down, they say. But you know, when things happen, they just happen anyway. So which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? 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 Oh, which side are you on? Well, the coconut trees, they're growing higher. Onward they go. And you know something about it, they just grow slow. So don't be in a rush to do anything, you know, just take your time. If you're waiting for the door to open, well, you gotta wait a while. Well, which side are you on? Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Well, when I was a little boy, I played ukulele by the tree. Came down here with my grandpa to a little restaurant called Green. We watched the politicians go by, up and down they'd go. But my best friends who took care of me was the blind vendors who I didn't know. So which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me which